Alright, so in this video, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I don't like about the Z Fold. You guys know I've been gushing about this phone. I think this is probably one of the best phones that's out right now, but there are just a couple of things about this phone that kind of bug me and I really wanted to kind of address them on this video. Alright, check it out. But as always, if you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing to stay up to date when I drop new videos every single week. Now, it's been a couple of weeks since I've had the Z Fold, and there's been a couple things that have been on my mind about the phone. Granted, I think Samsung hit it like out the gate when they dropped this phone out. This phone is my first Samsung phone in 5 years. Actually, not my first Samsung phone in 5 years. This is the third Samsung phone I'm trying, but this is, like I said, this is probably the most compelling phone that I have ever used from Samsung. So Samsung's definitely redeemed themselves in my eyes right now. So we talked about some of the great features about the phone, and I wanted to kind of talk about some of the cons about the phone, some of the things I wish that Samsung would change in the next iteration, or some of the areas I felt like it kind of maybe didn't do as well on this version. So first and foremost, the phone itself is well built. Don't get me wrong, the phone itself is well built, but I do feel that the material that is used, especially around the Samsung logo, that's kind of a missed opportunity here. And why do I mention missed opportunity? Today I was actually looking around for a case for the phone, and I realized that a lot of the cases only cover the front and the back of the phone, which is nice, but there's also that piece right there in the middle that is exposed if you don't cover it some way. So there are a couple cases out there that are, I guess they're doing a pretty decent job, but the fact of the matter is that they're still damaging the actual exterior of the phone. Now, let's talk about the exterior of the phone real quick. I can't remember what it's made out of, but again, it feels really good in the hand. It's you know, it makes the phone light. It makes the phone easy to to actually fold open when I'm looking at the screen. But in the past, I felt that this right here, all it took was one small scratch or one keychain to the body, and then you got scratches for days. So I just feel like the material that's used, while it's great, I feel like Samsung could have done a little bit better here. Now, the next thing that I wanted to mention in the phone was something that's obvious, and I mentioned this about the Z Flip. The Face ID recognition on this device is not as good as the Apple device. Now, this right here sometimes it takes too long to recognize my face. Sometimes you'll see the little circle in the middle, just like think, and I'm like, well, there's no other face that's registered but mine, so what's taking so long? So that's kind of an area that I kind of feel like, especially for a phone that costs this much, that Samsung could have done a little bit better at. Now, thank goodness for the pen, and thank goodness for the fingerprint ID, which actually works really well. So I think without those two, I would have kind of felt really disappointed, especially given how much I paid for this phone. Now, lastly, the only thing I will say about the phone is that I wish that Samsung would get away from Bixby. I know a lot of this is software related, and a lot of this is like you can take it off, or there's ways to disable it. But I just feel like Bixby is such a reach, it's such a force, and it's not something that I would want on such an expensive device. Now, I've used my Apple device before, and obviously Siri is there, but you can actually disable Siri, and I haven't figured out how to disable Bixby just yet. But this is just, I feel like it's just way too much. I feel like this is part of the reason why I avoided Samsung devices, just the bloatware. I really don't need the bloatware, and I don't know, I just feel like it's just way too much. Now, the last thing I will mention here is actually in relation to the camera. Now, this camera, much like the Z Flip, has the ability to fold it open and use the cover screen as a way to vlog, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's a great feature. The camera on here is spectacular, but I feel like it's a missed opportunity if you don't actually put a screen or something where on the back of it. I would have loved to see a screen on the back where if you do go into selfie mode, you can actually like set your set the picture itself and just take it. So I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity there. But aside from that, that's pretty much it, man. I think the build is not as great, or the build does not feel as premium as it should or as it could. It's good, but I just feel like for this kind of money, I just wish that there was an option where you can pay a little bit more, even if the phone's a little bit heavier. I feel like the build quality could have been a little bit better. Obviously, and I also feel like because of the way the phone is built, finding cases to fit a design like this is so tough. So those are some of my gripes with the Z Fold. Again, these are very little gripes. It is a fantastic phone. Like I said, this is probably the most compelling phone that I've used this year alone. So those are some things that I would just wish that Samsung will fix in the next iteration of the Z Fold. But that's pretty much the video, guys. I definitely would like to hear your thoughts on the Z Fold. What are some things that you wish that you'd like to see in the next Z Fold? Again, I just feel like the missed opportunity was just the case. Like if this thing had if Samsung or another company came up with a case that can kind of cover this a little bit more, I think that this would be great. I just think that the build quality could have been better. I just feel like Bixby is a reach, and I just feel like on the back of the camera they should have had some type of extra screen. But that's pretty much the video, guys. I would definitely love to hear your comments down below, and for a lot of my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. You guys have no idea how much that means to me. So our goal right now is to get to 10,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate all you guys just leaving me comments down below. And yeah, that's pretty much the video, guys. Thank you again for watching, and until my next video, peace.